Today I'm going to be talking about what my life as a social media influencer is really like. I just wanted to start this video by saying that I am speaking from my own situation and my own experience. I cannot say if this is the same for every other YouTuber or influencer out there. So I would say for the last year and a half, my sole income has been from social media, being an entertainer, a streamer, a YouTuber, and an Instagrammer. My mates refer to me as Your Grace. Now, I recently bought a small island in Dubai which will serve as a chinchilla sanctuary. I do drink the blood of my enemies. Later this year, I will be releasing my collaboration with Keanu Reeves, and we actually recently downsized to 2 vacation homes in the Caribbean and Spain. You know, my personal shopper just refuses to let me wear Gucci. So obviously, none of that is true. I had fun trying to come up with weird things to say though. And this is actually grape juice. This isn't even wine, but I do enjoy wine. Now for me, one of the most interesting parts of being a YouTuber, Instagrammer, social media influencer is that a lot of people just take what you say for granted. They don't look it up, they don't fact check whatever you say. They just be like, oh, this person looks like they know what they're talking about. They're in a beautifully lit room with an HD camera and they sound very eloquent and well-spoken, so what they're saying must be true, which is not always the case. And I actually get a lot of emails and DMs asking me for opinions and advice on how to start a business, how to start a makeup company, private labeling, when I actually don't really know that much about it. I made one video on private labeling years ago, and that has still gotten people thinking that I know everything there is to know about business. I don't. I really don't. Now, personally, for myself, I feel that I have not achieved success as an influencer. Now, success means different things to different people. For example, for me, I am not making a living off of social media. I have never been on a brand trip. I've never done a collaboration with a big makeup company. So those are a few things that I define as success. Now, I may have achieved someone else's idea of success. I have a lot of followers, I make money off of YouTube, I get a check every month from my social media, and I do get sent a lot of free clothes, makeup, hair, etc., but I'm not making a living off of it. And I'm not saying any of this to brag, I'm just stating facts and letting you guys know how it is. Now, to be very frank and candid with you guys, I want to say 5 years ago when I started my channel and my Instagram, all I wanted to do was be an influencer. That's what I wanted my full-time job to be, and I still would love that. But now, years later, my priorities have shifted, so I'm not putting as much time and effort into my influencing as I once did. As of right now, my main goal is to be an actress, so I'm putting more of my time and energy into that. So the first thing I do when I wake up is I check my email, my social media, I respond to DMs, emails from brands wanting to work with me, and I just try to go through and make sure that I'm interacting with my followers and responding to any questions or comments that you guys may have. And for me, I feel that I have a fairly mid-range audience in terms of the bigger picture of influencers who range from 1,000 or hundreds of viewers to millions of viewers. I feel I'm on the lower mid-range of influencers there. Because I do only have 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, I have 50,000 followers on Instagram. And after so many years of doing it, to have that level of success was surprising. I'm very grateful for it. But at the same time, it's frustrating because companies that want to work with me don't want to pay if you have under 100,000 views for every video on YouTube. All they see are the numbers because it makes sense. They're a business. They want to make sure that if they do a collaboration with you, if they sponsor a video, that they are going to get something out of it, which is the whole point of collaborations for these companies. It's all a business. So if you don't have a big enough audience in their mind, why should they pay you? They'll just send you free stuff. And that's perfectly fine and wonderful if you're doing it just as a hobby, but for me, who wanted to make a living out of this, it's extremely frustrating because I put in so much time and effort into my videos, and that includes planning the outfits, getting them together, getting it all in my car, taking my lighting with me, my camera, making sure everything's charged and I have enough space on my SD card, going to my location, whether that be at my house or somewhere outside, and then putting on the outfits, posing, making sure I'm getting the right lighting, that everything's in focus, that I press record. That's always the worst. When I spend a whole hour or so posing, I realize I never press the record button. And then once all that footage is filmed, I take another hour or so to edit it and put it all together for the final product. So I start my morning by checking my phone, checking my emails, responding to DMs from you guys and messages. I do see every single comment on my YouTube channel. I know people don't think, oh, she's never gonna see this. I do see and read everything that you guys write me, so thank you so much, but unfortunately, I can't respond to everybody. So I respond to a few comments, I respond to some messages, and then I negotiate with brands as far as how much they're willing to pay me for a video, how much they're willing to send me in terms of merchandise or clothing or whatever it may be they want me to promote for them. And up until about a month or two ago, all of my income was solely from being an influencer. And now what's changed is that I decided to focus more on acting. So I put a hold on my streaming job as an entertainer, which is where the majority of my income was coming from. And now I'm working 3 days a week as a freelance graphic designer in an office where I actually go in, spend my hours there, then go home. So that has definitely changed how much content I've been able to put out for you guys. And then the other days of my week are spent editing, filming, going out, acting. So as of right now in this moment, that's where I'm at. And now the majority of my income is not coming from streaming because I put a pause on that. It is coming from my freelance graphic design and my YouTube money. Now, one thing that has come up recently is that especially as an Instagram model influencer, there are so many cute clothes that I get sent that look amazing on camera, I look great in photos, but then I'm actually hesitant to wear them outside because I'm afraid that I'm going to get judged for how out there they are, especially for me. I know in LA and New York City it's probably not a big deal, but I'm from a small town in New York. So whenever I go out with friends, in my wigs and my makeup and my outfits, I forget that people aren't used to seeing someone who looks and dresses the way that I do. Because I'm kind of in my own little bubble, I don't really leave the house that much, so I'm always looking at YouTube, watching YouTube videos, people like Jeffree Star who are super fabulous and just wear whatever they want, and Instagram of all these beautiful pictures of girls in super cute outfits and just living their best lives in wigs and hair and makeup. And then I go out into my real world and it's very rare to see anyone dressed like that, at least where I live. But it's just interesting that to me the norm is looking like this, is being really extra and dressing up and having the wigs and the makeup and the crazy outfits. Another thing that happens to me a lot as an influencer is that I get put on a pedestal by my followers, which I don't really enjoy, and I kind of understand that because I've done that myself to people that I've looked up to and followed for years. I'm like, oh, they're so amazing. Everything they say is gospel. I love them so much. They can do no wrong. And that's not really fair to the person that you are idolizing, really. And again, I'm not saying this to be like, oh yes, I think so much of myself, people idolize me. It's honestly incredible to me that people will message me saying, I love your video so much. I, fall asleep to the sound of your voice, which is kind of crazy to me. And it's people from all over the world. It's not just in the United States, it's in different countries. So that is definitely one of the biggest pros of being an influencer for me, is that I have such an impact, a platform and an impact and a voice to help make people's days a little bit better, a little bit brighter. So that's one of my favorite things about being an influencer. But the amount and time and effort I put into it without really achieving what I would deem success has me a little frustrated at this point because I'm not in my early 20s anymore and I've put so much time and effort into my channel and into my Instagram. And by now I thought that I would have a steady stream of income that I could live on my own, and I can't and I don't. Still live at home with my parents, which I'm very grateful for. They're amazing people and I get along really well with them. But I had hoped by now to have my own place, to be making a decent salary off of YouTube, which I'm not. Another crazy thing that's happened to me as a result of being an influencer is that I've been recognized in several different states whenever I've gone traveling, and people will say, oh my gosh, it's Vessel of Blood. I'm like, how do you know who I am? And for the most part, it's because of my YouTube channel, and people say that I'm their favorite YouTuber, which is insane to me. I would never have expected that ever getting into this. If someone told me when I was starting my channel that one day you're gonna have so many people tell you that you are their favorite YouTuber, I would have chuckled. I would have said, no way, there's no way, because I'm just me. I don't really see myself as being someone that people would like look up to or want to be like, I guess. I don't know, I'm pretty weird. I burp a lot, I snort when I laugh. But it's also very flattering that people will consider me to be their favorite, so thank you guys, you're very sweet. I love when you guys comment, but I know that there are so many more people who don't comment, but who still watch my videos and enjoy them. I saw a meme the other day, something about how just because someone doesn't comment on your videos or give you a thumbs up or subscribe doesn't mean they don't enjoy it. So I kind of try to keep that in mind when my numbers are getting me down or I didn't make as much off one video as I hoped to. Knowing that people genuinely enjoy my content and enjoy watching me, it keeps me going. So thank you guys so much for watching. see you. I appreciate you. I think one of the worst aspects of being an influencer, for me personally, is that people will nitpick every little thing about your appearance, about if you say something incorrectly, if you mispronounce a word, they will tear you down in a second. And at first I was taken aback, like, oh my gosh, why are these people being so mean and so nasty to me? It's not that big of a deal. And one of the things that came up the most when I started my Instagram was my teeth. When I was younger, now I've had a lot of dental work, I've had braces, I've had my teeth ground down, and I'm very blessed and happy to have a healthy mouth and healthy teeth. However, that being said, I got so many nasty comments about my teeth because I used to post my lip sync lip swatch videos, and obviously that was focused around my mouth, so it was a close-up of my teeth. And even here on YouTube, I think in the beginning when my lighting wasn't that great, people would always comment on, your teeth are yellow, you're disgusting, why don't you brush your teeth? Go see a dentist or something. A lot of comments along those lines. And after a while, it started to get to me. And one thing that really bugs me is that some people will be like, oh, well, you put yourself out there, so you're asking for it. Not true, and I feel like people who think that way are part of the problem, and they are usually the ones doing the bullying or the harassing or writing of nasty comments. And it got to a point where I actually went to my dentist and said, hey, I brush my teeth every day. I take good care of my mouth. Are my teeth actually stained yellow? Just because I had been hearing it so much, I was like, oh my gosh, is there something wrong with me? Am I doing something wrong with my dental hygiene? So what my dentist told me was kind of a surprise. It was a while ago, so I forget exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of, I have thin enamel, so because I have such bright lighting, you can see kind of through my enamel to the insides of my teeth, which I didn't know the insides of your teeth were yellow apparently, but that's what my dentist told me. And he said that's why, in certain lighting, in certain photos, or if you have really bright lights, people will be able to see straight through to the insides of your teeth. Your teeth aren't stained. And I was like, oh, well, that's very nice to hear, but that's not gonna help me with my social media situation. So it just got to a point where, thank you Instagram, so amazing for this. It has a comment filter. So I just put all these words, gross, ew, disgusting, brush your teeth, yellow teeth, etc. Put those in the comment filter. My life has been so much better since. And it's very rare that I get negative comments now, which is very nice because I used to get them quite often on Instagram especially. And I get the odd one here and then on YouTube, but it's not that bad. But at this point, if someone says something nasty, like for the 4th of July, for example, I posted a picture of myself in this outfit with this hair, thought it was a nice outfit, wanted to share with you guys, and someone commented, that's just fucking disgusting. And I was like, oh, okay. So, looked up this person, they weren't following me, blocked, deleted their comment. Because I honestly just don't have the time or energy anymore to deal with negative people like that. If they're gonna comment on someone's photo that they don't know, just saying nasty things like that, not worth my time. So I just instantly delete and block. And I feel like that's the best way to deal with stuff like that. It just ensures that they won't comment anything ever again on my page. But I would say one of my favorite things is definitely being able to inspire other people to dress the way they want, to look the way they want. Just live your life the way that you want and not care as much about what other people think. Everyone cares about what other people think to an extent, but letting it control your life isn't good. So, that's what my life as an influencer is really like, in case you guys are wondering. I feel like so many people think that all social media influencers are rich and successful and they have great lives and it's very exciting. I mean, I just feel like my life is very busy, not necessarily exciting. I have a lot of great opportunities which I'm very thankful for, but I wouldn't look at my life and be like, yeah, that's super exciting. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it gives you a little insight into my everyday life. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.